Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2660 Lookout Court here in Lake Oswego. We're located inside the garage. We have a 4-inch cast iron cleanout as a point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. Okay, here at 124 feet, we've reached the manhole or the main lateral. We're going to do locates and let it drain out. Here at about 107 feet, we do have a tie-in here on the left side of the screen. I would contact the city to find out if this is some kind of party connection or possibly just a old rain drain tie-in, but I do believe this is out in the road, and I'll get it marked with a white T. I'll put a white marking down on the ground for any city guys to go off of, but I would try and verify what this is, make sure it's a conforming configuration and not something that the city's not going to like a party line. This is located out in the street about 4 or 5 feet out, and I have a little Y marking down on the ground. I would recommend looking into it. Locating the camera head, if you're standing in the street, the line heads over to the far front left corner of the property. There's a tree. I mean, if you're standing straight out from the front door on the roadway, it's probably at least 50, 60 feet down the street. Line does a hard angle over towards that side of the property. And there's a bunch of, or at least a few junction boxes right there. We're right up by the curb, probably up 3 or 4 feet in from the curb. I put a white X there. I think it's probably due to the junction boxes. They're throwing my locator off. I do recommend having locates performed. I put a marking down there. It's close, but it's the signal on my locator is bouncing all over the place. So definitely get some relocating done before doing any digging over there. And the way this one looks here, if you were to remove the roots from it, I think you'd have a line that you could probably do a liner on. I'll do another marking right here just inside this concrete section, but our roots extend from about 93 feet to 98 feet. Alright, this spot here came in a bit clearer than the other locates I did. I'm still over in that same location. There's at the far left side of the property at the front of it, there's a tree up close to the street that has a bunch of ivy growing around it and then a small kind of sapling behind it. It's kind of in that area. But I put a white T marking down right here at the transition point, and I'm getting about 6 feet deep there. That was a fairly accurate locate. I would still do locates in there. It's a tricky spot. There's a ton of trees and stuff to monkey around. And I would definitely look into doing a pipe liner on this one. It looks like you could probably trim the roots out and do a epoxy liner on this and hopefully avoid digging. You're just about to reel the camera out of the line. I also recommend a Hydrojet to clean the line. There's a fair amount of scale and buildup throughout the pipe just from many, many years of use. I do recommend jetting it all the way out to the main. And then again, aside from that, we've got root intrusions from 93 to 98 feet I recommend repairing. That is marked at the front left corner of the property. Again, I would highly recommend relocating if you're digging, but I'd look into a liner for the repair process. And then we have a Y connection at 107 feet. It's more than likely, I very rarely find parties in Lake Oswego, not to say that it can't happen, but I'm guessing that's more than likely a storm drain connection, but I would recommend looking into it at the city. Make sure it's not some non-conforming sewer configuration there. Aside from the root damage and some debris in the line itself, though, is in good condition and will have good flow once repaired. I do recommend a rescope after the repair is done and the jetting just to make sure all the work was done correctly.